Hi folks, today I have for us a video from Miss Prissy Chrissy, where she goes to a library director and tries to claim that he's violating the law and harassing her, when it's the other way around. But before we start today's video, as always, a big thank you to all of my current and new channel members and subscribers. Without all of your support, I couldn't keep the channel going, so I thank you all personally from the bottom of my heart. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe to the page. Leave a like and a comment because it helps me with the algorithm. Don't forget to check out my second channel, NCR Movie Network, and the podcast, the Craptown Florida Man Power Rankings. Tonight we're doing our very second live episode, so please tune in at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time if you want to have a good time and laugh. With all that being said, let's enjoy today's video.
Hello. Can I help you?
Yeah, actually, you specifically can.
Mm-hmm.
So on the third floor, I like to sit somewhere it's off to the side where no one is. I know I'm not in the way because they can fit 8 chairs and 2 card tables there.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously, I couldn't even if I tried
Okay.
take up that kind of space. And so they put a lock on the outlet that was there. There's no reason for it, but Lisa told me that they did it so that I could not sit there.
Dramatization may not have happened.
No, she did not say that.
She did say that.
No, not for you. She put it on there so people cannot lay down on the floor and
I
sit
wasn't
there.
laying down. I was sitting
I did
there.
not say that you did. I'm explaining the answer.
No
That
one's
was
laid down there that I've ever seen.
any locks that are put on there by building and maintenance are to keep people from lying on the floor, or they're in the way, or that is needed for like a program area. So that's why
It wasn't needed for a program area every time I went there, and no one has ever
Right.
that I've seen
Right, but
ever
because of
been
that-
laying there on the floor
Okay,
ever.
I'm not going to argue on that one, but
Mhm.
there are plenty of electrical outlets everywhere through the building. If you
I
want
like
something off to
sitting
the
there.
side,
I thought
we have one down that way on this whole strip. There's tables. Every table has
I like
electrical.
sitting like that. If
And the library director is trying to accommodate to her. He's letting her know that if she likes to work off to the side, that there are plenty of areas down here that she can do so. There's even tables with outlets so she can plug in at. But she feels like they are violating her constitutional rights by blocking off this outlet on that particular floor. He's explained to her that they're doing this so people don't lie on the floors, blocking the pathways. And if they're not using it for an event room, that they don't have to have it open to people to use. But this is what Chrissy wants. She wants to feel like her rights are being violated so she can try to frivolously sue them. If she wants privacy, she can rent a study room from the library for a few dollars an hour and then get all the research done that she needs for her frivolous lawsuits that she's suing the counties and Ruth Eckerd Hall and the libraries for being bullies and harassing her.
it's comfortable
I know.
and it's out of the way,
I know,
and
but
I like that a lot.
did you put those in place for a reason? So, and we can't change it for just one person every single
You
time we
did
want to
change it
use
for
it.
one person. From what Lisa told me, it was put there.
Who's Lisa? She's out of countryside. I don't know of any Lisa here.
Oh, I was thinking that was her name.
Mm-mm.
I think she's worked here for about a year. She's upstairs working there right now with the Scottish guy,
Okay.
blonde.
Well, regardless of
30-ish
name,
maybe.
anything that's locked right now stays locked. Whether it's custodial or that's building maintenance or for programming, because we have a lot of other
When
outlets
you
throughout the
do
building.
that to make it so that someone can't sit there and you're targeting them, that's not right.
It's not.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Target, because Target would be an individual. This
and
is
that's
an
what
overall.
she told me specifically. We put it there so that you cannot sit there.
I disagree
I was there. How can you disagree?
because I've spoken to them. I've spoken to all the
And
staff
she
about
also,
this.
and then I'm getting this name wrong. Angelica, brown hair. She's the supervisor up there.
Because Michelle's a supervisor in reference.
Not
Yeah.
the one with the cute little cat glasses.
Okay.
Not her.
Okay.
But I don't know her name, and I wasn't told it was Michelle. But she's probably between 45 55. I could be wrong. I'm really, really bad with age. And she has brown hair.
Okay, regardless, what was the
super soft
so
voice.
what was the
She said that if I mentioned it again, that you, David Stoner, would have me permanently trespassed from the building for harassment.
Yes.
What I did tell them was anybody that keeps harassing over the same question and just going out of their way every time on the same thing, that is not just for one person. That's a rule in our code of conduct that says you can't harass staff or
That's
come up
not
with the same
harassing
questions.
staff and being harassed when you're putting something there directly targeted against me so that I won't sit there.
Now,
Shenanigans.
Na 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 na
Shenanigans.
na 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 na.
And we're calling shenanigans because she is wrong. Yes, that can be considered harassment. If she keeps asking them over and over about the same issue that they've told her multiple times about, and she continues not to stop, that is harassing the staff. The director has just told her that they've locked it off for everybody, not just her, but everybody, because that floor can be used as an event floor. And if maintenance or custodial have locked it, it's because nobody can use it. But she doesn't understand that. That, yes, he can permanently trespass her from the library if she continues to become a bother, a hindrance, or a disturbance to the staff and other patrons.
I have a lot of work to do.
ma'am, what I'm telling you, okay, directly,
Yes.
we have a code of conduct.
I haven't violated
And
it.
we have a code of conduct that says you cannot constantly have the same question, the same complaint, the same when you've already been given the answer.
Well, the
Once you've
answer
done it 3 or
was-
4 times, then yes, it is harassment. And because you are, we've given you an answer. The answer is that we are not going to unlock that because
the
it's
first
locked for a
answer I
purpose.
got, yeah,
Well, this is the answer now.
but it's changed. And it's changed because you're not allowed to do
I'm
it
not
directly
sure. Okay, what was
against
your
me.
first answer?
We put it there so that you can't sit there. And that was from a lady I'm calling Lisa, but you're saying that's not her
If
name.
you
It's false.
would
I
like
wouldn't
me
be
to talk
surprised
to
if
this
I got it
person
wrong.
upstairs, I can talk to her.
She's
and
changed
ask.
her answer since
Okay,
then.
see, I can't. That's here and there. What I'm telling you right now is that lock is not
okay?
being unlocked just for one person, and the lock is there for the overall
It was
reason. It's
locked
not for you
one
permanently.
person.
Okay, regardless, I'm telling you as division manager, we made
That's
the
what I'm talking to
decision
you.
with building and maintenance and with the custodians that lock stays locked. Not for one person, not for two people.
The lady
That's
that
locked.
I was told
Regardless of what
of
the librarian had said at the desk,
So
this is what
another
we're telling you.
lady, when I told her that the lady in calling Lisa, really not knowing her name if I'm wrong with that, she said that she was the supervisor there.
And
And they didn't tell me her
Yeah,
name
Michelle's the supervisor upstairs.
I
I'm
don't
not
know
sure.
who that is, but I know that they were saying this woman's name started with an A, like Angelica or Angelica or something like that. In any case, when I said the first after I spoke to Lisa, and they said that we put it here again because, or we had it there so that you couldn't see it, so that you couldn't use it. Okay. Then
You personally?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Not okay. So then I wanted to speak to the supervisor, and I asked. She said, "Well, building and maintenance could." And I said, "Okay, well, I'd like to talk to them." And so she said, "Well," she thought of it. She's like, "I'll talk to my supervisor." So she went back and she talked to someone whose name is A, started with A, Angelica, Angelica, something like that. And then she came back and said, "No," she said, "We're not removing that."
So you spoke to one person on the floor, and when they give you an answer you didn't like, you demanded the supervisor. And when the supervisor advised you that no, they're not going to remove it, you still feel like you can demand them to do this? No. If their policy says that they don't have to unlock it, they don't have to unlock it. You're not that special. You don't get special treatment at the library. Now, you are having options of areas you can go to do your research for your lawsuits that you're claiming that you're working on. I mean, you are supposedly in a Harvard class, but I highly doubt that. But if you want privacy and you want to work alone where nobody can disturb you, rent a study room or find a nice quiet spot like the director here has told you and sit there. Quit complaining and moaning about this lock outlet that you can't use because you want that floor to yourself.
And that she talked to her supervisor, and that was her supervisor.
Mhm.
Now, I was also told later on, because then I want to talk to that person. Okay, makes sense. It's the supervisor, and I know that you can't target me.
Right.
So then I spoke to the person that I'm being told her name is Angelica, or whatever. But see how I can read your name tag?
Mm-hmm.
She either wasn't wearing one or I couldn't see it. It was backwards. But I
Mm-hmm.
did look for one, did not see one.
Mm-hmm.
Although the one I'm calling Lisa was wearing hers,
Okay.
but the first name only, I believe. So nonetheless,
What a crock of shit. Have you ever heard more bullshit or drivel coming from somebody who's not even the president?
so then that's when she told me I was a liar. She said, "You're a liar." What? And then for a lot of things, but lying just isn't one of them. And if for no other reason, I'm just too simple and I'm too lazy to lie because
Ooh, self-burn. Those are rare.
then you got to remember all that, and it's just not my thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I just don't roll that way,
Right.
ever. So for her to assume or make some assumption that even saying that is appropriate is highly inappropriate.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also just a matter of them covering their tracks because I have a good answer for you can't single me out there.
Right.
And that's when this woman who I'm being told is Angelica or whatever,
Okay.
is the supervisor up there. That's what I was told.
Right.
Said that you had said that if I open my mouth about it again, and I'm paraphrasing there.
Right. I was going to say that is a paraphrase.
That's a paraphrase.
Right.
Yeah. That I would be trespassed.
Yeah, she is right in that sense because you have been known to constantly have the same complaint about the same thing.
That's not true.
And they can't do it. Ma'am, we have it listed as documented. That's why we eventually had to give
Like
you the
what?
Gotcha. Gotcha.
warning.
Like what?
What I'm telling you right now.
No.
This is the sixth time in my mind that you have complained about that lock, and we have it.
Then it must be really important that I'm able to use it, and it must be really hurting what I'm trying to get done by not being able to use it.
Regardless.
And if it's still about me,
rule.
and if you're doing that against me, then that's still a problem, right, David?
Ma'am,
Yeah.
right now, I'm feeling that you were violating number 2 just by
What is number
constantly. Rule number 2 is you cannot be a disturbance. You cannot be a disturbance or harassment.
So talking to you
Staff and
about me being discriminated.
They are not discriminating against you. Just because they put a lock on that outlet does not mean it's a personal, direct discrimination act on you. There are plenty of outlets, plenty of quiet spaces in the library where you can go and do your research that's so important. But you keep harassing the staff. You keep bothering them over the same petty little thing. If you don't like it, and they've told you multiple times, just drop it. Find a different library. I mean, Clearwater has probably a couple that you can go to. Not to mention the simple fact that they have a list of you bothering them and harassing them over the same issue that they've given you the exact same answer to multiple times.
The continual complaints. Yes, it
I'm
is.
not willing to just accept that
is
you
correct.
can discriminate against me.
It's not discrimination. It's actually rule number 2 for the whole public. It's not you individually. These rules were made a decade, 2 decades ago.
So rules have to follow the laws, literally. And if they don't, then they don't.
We have a library policy, and we stick to that.
Have to stick with the laws, and if they don't, then we have a problem.
Policy and law are 2 different things. But
right,
our policy,
and you have to follow, your policies have to follow the law, or they are non-existent. According to you.
You sure about that? You sure about that? You sure about that?
Policy is not against the law. This policy is not against the law.
If it's above and beyond the law, you can't do it according to the U.S. Supreme Court's recent ruling in the Chevron case where they said, nah, it has to abide by the law. So you're not like another.
Now, she keeps bringing up the Chevron ruling and the Chevron law. What that actually states is if a certain issue was brought up to Congress, that it would fall to a lower court and they would have to go off the interpretation of the agency as long as it was reasonable. Now, seeing as she's trying to claim that them saying that they can trespass her or permanently ban her from the library for constantly harassing them over the same question, over this same outlet, is not reasonable, is not applicable to her, or can't be enforced, is wrong. Because this is a pattern of harassment, and it has gone through that if you bother a person because of their policies at their business, or in this case, this library, they can trespass you or permanently ban you from accessing the library.
See,
Branch of lawmaking government, right?
this policy.
It doesn't matter what it is if it's in violation of the law.
Yeah, this policy. This policy has gone to our legal department. They have approved it because it follows all laws through our city legal department.
Yeah, I haven't
So
been
it does
impressed.
not
Marvelous
violate.
has run away.
I'm not sure where you want to come with this. I'm not sure what satisfaction you're going to get or what you need to get. What I can say is,
Well, I just need
what
to
I can
pass
say
this
is
to
that
you,
outlet
and that's what I've
stays.
done.
That outlet stays.
Mhm.
And if you continue to complain to any staff about this, I will have to trespass you. It's harassment. Okay. Do you acknowledge that?
No.
Because I will have to trespass you because this is the
I
seventh time you
I
complain
actually
about
read the trespass or the harassment laws in the state of Florida, and it doesn't meet those requirements. But what you guys are doing does. So what you're doing to me.
Florida's harassment law may not apply in this situation because this is not direct harassment, but this is harassing the staff and disturbing the peace, which is in their policy and the code of conduct of the library. They have told you, as this gentleman just said, for the 7th time, that they are not unlocking that outlet for you or anybody else. If you continue to do so, this does become a pattern of harassment and disturbing the library patrons and staff, where they are well within their authority and right to trespass you or permanently ban you. If you can't understand that, I think you should research the law even further and understand that the policies here can be applied to you because they are well within the law.
It is harassment, and just because you work for the government, I'm sorry, is that a statute?
this is code. This is city library. This is
And I
city
just
code of
told
conduct.
you that the U.S. Supreme Court, in the Chevron ruling, you can look it up, it's about 2 months old now, they had made a Chevron ruling that said that policies could be passed by government entities, and they just revoked it, saying, no, you know what? They have to follow the law like everybody else. You're not a law-making branch
This
of
code of
government.
conduct was
okay?
approved by our legal department.
That's not a legislative branch of government.
That is between you and our legal department, then, if you want to
No,
contact them.
It would be between...
Because we go by what the legal department tells us to do.
Everybody got that? Good.
If they
That's
tell
what
you
we
to
do.
go shoot someone, you're going to no, because it's against the law. So if they're telling you other wrongdoings, you can't follow those either. Look, I have stuff to do. I needed to have this conversation with you. You're not allowed to discriminate against people, and I feel very strongly that you have, and you're sticking to it.
Oh, blow it out your ass.
I am sticking to the agreement through policy that lock stays on there. If you ask about it again, or if you complain about it again, we will have to trespass
I understand
you.
the
I'm
threat.
telling you.
I understand the
It's
threat.
not a threat.
It's a threat.
It's not a threat. It is a promise that we will trespass you.
And I promise that I'll sue you over it.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, you serious? Let me laugh even harder.
Have it? Yeah.
Have a great day,
What
David.
I'm saying is,
Oh, I heard you.
the lock stays, but
I
I
heard
can't
you.
do anything about that. The lock
can.
stays.
And we're in the video here. It does continue on for about another minute or so, but there's no audio, as if she cut the mic off or did something to stop the audio from being recorded because they were giving her an answer she didn't like or possibly getting ready to trespass her. So if you guys like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. Leave a thumbs up and a comment because it helps me with the algorithm. Don't forget to check out my second channel and the podcast. With all that being said, be well, be safe, and I'll see you guys next time. And a special thank you to all members of the news team. Without all of your support, I couldn't keep this channel going. So I want to thank you all personally from the bottom of my heart. You guys mean the world to me, and I can never thank you enough for all the encouragement and support you guys give me. You guys rock.